A week from now, the Philippines will mark the 25th anniversary of the EDSA People Power Revolution. Some cause-oriented groups hope to tap the same spirit that launched change to fuel a run to help raise funds for classrooms. Joining us now are Rapa Lopa, president of the Ninoy and Cory Aquino Foundation, and I Am Ninoy, I Am Cory Runners Steering Committee members Jake De Guzman and Jamie Pizarro. Good morning and welcome to Morning sa
Good morning, Boyet.
Okay, first and foremost, 25 years, the 25th anniversary of EDSA. How significant has it been for all of you?
Well, I'm 25 years older.
That makes two of us, Lama.
No, but really very significant. I think any 25th year celebration is really a milestone, to say the least. And in a way, you look back 25 years ago and you look at the situation right now. Siyempre, you begin to ask question, what else can we do after 25 years of people power? And I guess where we're at now is to see how can you find new forms of people power to actually effect more lasting change.
You know, a lot of people are actually saying that the essence and the spirit of people power has decreased through the years. But do you agree with this particular notion?
I think hindi naman. I think maybe in the fluff of media, it probably has sort of dwindled. But you know, you go around the country and you see so many people actually doing so many things for fellow Filipinos, and quietly just serving so many. For me, to that extent, I think that's where the real people power lies. No? And you see so many groups volunteering and also doing a lot of collective action to address various societal concerns. To that extent, I think people power is very much alive in the Philippines.
And talking about people power, you are embarking on a run on the 27th, and this will be for the benefit in cooperation or action with the DepEd for you to create classrooms.
Yeah.
Why do you think? Okay, a lot of school children are all over the country. The shortage of classrooms are basically located where? Is it in Metro Manila? Is it in Mindanao? Is it in the Visayas? So, where is the vacuum? Where's the void?
For what we know, it's all over, no?
All over.
Especially siguro.
Well, it's all over, and you know, sometimes you'll be surprised that a lot of the backlog actually is in the urban centers because of the population density, clearly, in building classrooms, it's not just building classrooms single story, but in high density areas where land is not available, you have to go up, no? And when you do that, then it becomes more expensive. But other than that, it's really all over, Boyet. It's in Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. And I think in our discussions with the Department of Education, it is clear that the classroom, based on their computation, based on their assessment, the shortage is about 152,000 classrooms, and that's assuming a single shift for 45 students per classroom. With 152, based on their current budget, from what I understand, they can only fund about 11,000 of the 152,000 required.
We're talking about DepEd here.
DepEd, yeah. I mean, because syempre DepEd budget, however, even if it's one of the largest, if not the largest budget allocation in the government, still they have to fund not only classrooms, but they also need to fund the teachers and all other expenses related to that. So, very limited talaga, and therefore they've asked the private business sector, as well as ordinary citizens to chip in, no, and find out how can we really address the shortage, no? Because at the end, if you don't give classrooms, then there's less room for enrolling kids, no? Without the proper classroom to student ratio, you'll have students actually not getting the proper educational atmosphere for them to, or environment for them to really perform better. Therefore, your test scores, your achievement test scores continue to be very low at probably, in fact, average of about 66. Mataas na ata yung 60. In some areas, it's even 47.
With the target of 165,000 classrooms.
152.
152,000 classrooms. How fast or how much of these will be developed? How much do you think you can develop in the next 2 to 3 years?
Well, unfortunately, the marching order is to finish it in 2 years, no. But well, I guess they really just want to really make a push to address this problem frontally, and you know, it may seem impossible, it may seem really overwhelming, but I guess we just have to try. In the same way as I think Jake mentioned this once. In the same way as it seemed impossible to take out the dictatorship after 20 years. I mean, we were able to achieve the impossible if we get together, no? And I guess that's where the whole essence of people power has to be brought to bear, no? And we have to tell people, no, there are new challenges. And there are in this particular case, the challenge is to give the next generation of Filipinos the opportunity for better education so that they become more productive citizens in the future.
And talking about challenges, you know, a lot of people are now taking newer challenges in their lives, even as far as physical and getting physical and getting into sports. Running has been a very big thing in the metropolis, not only Metro Manila but across the entire country. And Jamie and Jake, you are part of the committee that has put this together. Tell us, as far as putting together a fun run in celebration of the 25 years of EDSA, how's the response been so far?
So far, there's a lot of excitement with the run, no? Especially because it's going to be in a unique route. You know? I think it's the first time there's going to be a run along EDSA. And in the historic parts of EDSA 1, like we'll start in the People Power Monument, you'll go down EDSA, where the shrine is, you'll turn left, diba? And we were saying, it's nice sana if you could well, we're going to put posters and pictures, but sana markers, parang here people gave flowers to soldiers and that stopped them. Here people held on tanks and, you know, knelt down with their rosaries and said, parang we're here and we're going to stop you. And then you go down, and some more less public places, like people who gathered to say mass down sa near Libis, Green Meadows Avenue, so the tanks couldn't pass there. So we'll pass all that route, and it's going to be a 5-kilometer and 10-kilometer run when you're done. Yeah.
You know, Jamie, if you're a runner and you have markers like that, won't you be stopping at the marker or some commemorative area and say, "Pa-picture muna tayo"?
Actually, I don't mind if some of the runners would do that. In fact, Jake and I were talking about it. We probably will run with our cameras. It's more of a fun race. Not really a competitive one, although we still, of course, encourage the competitive runners to join. Yeah. But really, the thrust of I Am Ninoy, which we started, I Am Ninoy Runners Group, which we started in 2008, is really to make heroes out of every runner. Because most of us run, and yeah, it's for to get fit. Sometimes you run to lose weight, but after a while, you try to think of a reason to run, something more meaningful. And when we set up I Am Ninoy Runners Group, we wanted to help build classrooms. So this race is really something that will try to encourage even more runners to make the group bigger, so that we try to all come together and do something good through running.
Jake, let me just get into the technicals of the run itself. The distance, where does it start? Where in particular does it go through? Time, requirements, peripherals, how many water stops will there be? Okay.
We're starting in the People Power Monument, so kind of symbolic, and then go on EDSA.
Corner of EDSA and Ortigas.
White Plains
already.
Yeah, White Plains Avenue. So you go down Ortigas, turn left, Galleria, down Ortigas yun, all the way down, turn left again, Green Meadows Avenue. So yeah, it's kind of hilly. You go down Green Meadows Avenue,
I like that.
all the way up to Libis, U-turn, go back Green Meadows Avenue, turn right,
Temple Drive,
and then you're back to the People Power Monument, and that's 10K. There's going to be water stations along the way. It's organized by a really great race organizer. They do the Camsur, Ironman. They've done the New Balance one, the Adidas 10K. Anyway, so I think every 2 kilometers we have water stations. bring your cameras because we might have some special guests, 30 important reasons,
Okay,
new form of Filipino pride who will be running with you.
All
So
right.
you might want to bring your cameras.
I have an inkling as who these people will be.
Yeah, no? They like to run a lot, no? In grass,
I
and
have
things
an
like that,
idea
no?
who these people will be. Okay. Talking about the run itself, so it's just a 10K run. No 3K, no 5K anymore.
5K there is.
There's a 5K, may 5K pa. So who will run the 10 and who will run the 5? It's your choice, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
So maybe for us, we will run the 5K in about 2 hours.
We'll be there. There's going to be a lot of water. Yeah.